Welcome back to the Hizoria development series. In this video, I'll be covering the first part of character creation in the current version of Hizoria, version 3. Today we'll be looking at vocations, races, and origins. These are the three decisions that form the foundation of every character in Hizoria. However, unlike many RPG systems, these choices aren't intended to lock you into a specific class or playstyle. Instead, they serve as the starting points of your journey and help shape your character while still leaving plenty of room for customization later on. So with that out of the way, let's start with vocations. Vocations represent the type of hero your character naturally gravitates towards and the role they tend to fulfill within a group. Each vocation focuses on a different characteristic and provides its own strengths and weaknesses. However, vocations are designed to be a starting point, not a prison. Choosing warrior doesn't mean you'll never cast spells, and choosing a mage doesn't mean you have to spend the entire campaign hiding behind your teammates. As your character grows, you're free to branch out into entirely different playstyles and abilities. There are currently 7 main vocations in Hizoria. Warriors are masters of battle. They focus primarily on strength and excel at fighting in close quarters with swords, axes, and shields. Warriors possess high health and are built to stand on the front lines, dealing consistent damage while protecting their allies. If you enjoy charging headfirst into danger and solving problems with steel, the warrior is probably for you. Rangers specialize in dexterity and precision. They excel at ranged combat and are proficient with bows, crossbows, spears, and other ranged weapons. Rangers aren't just archers though. They rely on positioning, mobility, and accuracy to control the battlefield from a distance. If you prefer striking enemies before they can reach you, Rangers offer a versatile and tactical playstyle. Assassins thrive on stealth and cunning. Focusing on stealth, they excel at striking quickly and exploiting weaknesses. Knives, tools, and thrown weapons are their preferred choices, allowing them to adapt to many situations. Assassins reward planning and clever thinking, making them perfect for players who enjoy precision over brute force. Tanks are exactly what they sound like. Built around toughness, they possess some of the highest health pools in the game and are capable of withstanding incredible punishment. Using shields, flails, and heavy weapons, tanks protect their allies by becoming the center of enemy attention. While they may not always deal the most damage, few can survive what a tank can. Healers are the backbone of any adventuring party. They focus on wisdom and specialize in restoring health and supporting their allies. But don't let the name fool you. Healers aren't limited to simply healing. They have access to many supportive abilities and can still hold their own when necessary. Their mastery over magic makes them indispensable during long and dangerous journeys. Leaders focus on leadership and serve as the glue that holds the party together. Their abilities often revolve around empowering allies, improving teamwork, and providing tactical advantages. Leaders have access to a large variety of support skills and utility abilities, making them one of the most flexible vocations available. They may not always be the strongest individually, but they can dramatically increase the strength of everyone around them. Finally, we have the mage. Mages focus on intelligence and are masters of arcane power. They can wield destructive spells, manipulate the battlefield, and support their allies through magical means. Their lower health means that they must rely on positioning and strategy rather than durability, but their versatility and power make them incredibly rewarding to play. Each vocation has different amounts of starting health and different health dice. These health dice determine how much health your character starts with and continue to influence your growth throughout the game. Every few levels you'll roll your vocation's health die and add the result to your maximum health, meaning a tank and a mage will naturally grow very differently over the course of a campaign. Vocations also determine your starting weapon proficiencies. Proficiency grants bonus damage when using specific weapon types and can be later improved in various ways. For example, a warrior specializes in swords, axes, and shields. Rangers favor ranged weapons and spears. Assassins excel with knives and tools. Tanks wield heavy weapons, and mages and healers focus on magical equipment. These proficiencies provide each vocation with an identity, which still allows players to experiment with different weapons later on. After choosing a vocation, players choose a race. Races provide another layer of customization and often introduce unique strengths and weaknesses. Some races simply improve characteristics, others grant exclusive abilities or additional proficiencies, and some drastically alter how the character plays. Humans are incredibly flexible, allowing players to improve any characteristic and even start with an additional basic ability. Elves naturally favour ranged combat, dwarves possess the Reforge ability and strong affinity for tools. Orcs are tougher but sacrifice intelligence, halflings and goblins trade speed for specialised abilities, and centaurs are naturally faster than most races. These races are generally straightforward and excellent choices for newer players. However, there are also more unusual races available, such as androids, cyborgs, vampires, fairies and demons, which introduce much greater complexity. Androids possess built-in defense but are vulnerable to lightning damage. Vampires gain powerful abilities but suffer severe drawbacks, including taking damage from sunlight and their inability to benefit from magical healing. Fairies are naturally aligned with light damage but are physically limited, and demons embrace dark powers at the cost of vulnerability to light. These races often provide unique and interesting playstyles for players seeking something more unconventional. Finally, we come to origins. Origins represent where your character comes from. Whether your home lies within the frozen lands of Morava, the volcanic regions of Wargard, the forests of Asville, the mountains of Lagregor, or the jungles of Rosling, your homeland helps define who your character is. Each origin grants a small bonus to one characteristic. However, their primary purpose is to connect your character to the world itself. Your origin is your home. It's where your story begins. It provides opportunities for roleplay and helps make your character feel like a natural part of the world, rather than simply a collection of numbers and abilities. Currently there are 25 origins, spread throughout Hizoria, each representing different climates, cultures and regions. What makes all of these three systems interesting is how they combine. Your vocation determines what type of hero you begin as. Your race grants unique strengths and abilities, and your origin determines where you come from. Together, these choices create a foundation for your character without dictating what they can eventually become. A human warrior from the snow plains will feel very different from a demon mage raised in a volcanic region, or a vampire assassin from the Warped Isles. And that's exactly the goal, to provide enough structure to give each character an identity, while also giving players the freedom to shape them into something entirely their own. That covers the first part of character creation in Hizoria version 3.0.5. In the next video, I'll be covering characteristics, leveling, skills, and how characters grow throughout the campaign. But until then, thank you for watching, and as always, let your imagination run wild.